The tree looms over you, an infinite mass of wood that curls upon itself, bending and twisting in intricate patterns that extend to an end you cannot see. The story of its endless life is told in the tapestry of branches that weave around each other, each limb searching for its place within the whole. The tree is the heart of this place, a microcosm of the larger realm that surrounds it, the Angelarium. Few people ever find themselves here in the flesh. I'm glad I could make you one of them. This will be like nothing else you've ever experienced. The way is long and many-pathed. Our journey is just beginning. Did you know that we make more than YouTube videos? It's true. And we've made some really fun stuff over on our streaming platform Nebula. Like this video about an epic fantasy where the setting itself basically has genitalia, or this dive into the weird pseudo-sci-fi fantasy magic of Dune. We even made a companion video for this one. It's already up, waiting to be watched. You can access all of it by signing up for the Curiosity Stream Nebula bundle for less than $15 a year. Visit curiositystream.com/TaleFoundry and use code TaleFoundry to watch all the content we don't post here. I think there's a very good chance that this is the first time you've ever heard of Angelarium. I wish I could describe it in a way that would make good sense, but I think that sort of defeats the purpose. To put it simply, this is a place for angels. We may not all be able to occupy it as mortals, but it occupies all of us, individually. The artist, Peter Moorbacher, has been manifesting it into paintings and stories for more than 15 years now, so that we can see it too. And to be clear, it is fiction. It's his creation. But like all art, it makes it ours as well, ours to witness and to interpret. Although you can view all the paintings of all the angels and you can read the text, that's only a small fragment of what the Angelarium is. The rest happens in your heart. I learned this when I read the first Angelarium book, the Book of Emanations. And you are about to learn it too. The tree looms over you, but you are not the first. Our journey begins with a man named Enoch standing before the tree as you are now. He is displaced. He does not know how or why he came to this place, or what he, a mere mortal, is meant to do in this realm of abstractions. He stares into the tree, trying to find his own life mapped somewhere in the bark, to find the lives of the wife and the children he left behind in coming here. But this is the tree of life. It is the presence of everything. It is what they call in Hebrew the Ein Sof, the infinite, the all-encompassing nothing from which all things emerge. In its branches, we find the emanations of the divine, the aspects of Ein Sof which radiate through the entire cosmos to become each and everything that ever was or will be. These emanations are referred to in Kabbalah as the 10 Sephirot, and if I'm butchering that pronunciation, get ready, there is a lot more to come. All 10 of these will mark our travel through the Angelarium as we follow in Enoch's footsteps. For now, Enoch stares into the tree and knows that in its endlessness, like searching for a grain of sand in the sea, he will not find himself or his family. As he begins to spiral into despair, he is approached by the first of many angels.
You are living through a time you do not understand, a truth you should embrace if you want to find meaning in your existence here.
The paper-winged Raziel, angel of mysteries, towers suddenly over him.
Don't let your lack of understanding diminish the value that you draw from this place. Whether you look to its boundless skies or to a single grain of sand, you are seeing it completely. There is no word that does not describe it, and no silence that betrays it. It is everything and nothing in one. Do not seek to understand. Simply stand witness.
And with this message delivered, the angel gifts him a great empty tome. Thus, the journey breaks into two paths. As Enoch follows the emanations through the Angelarium, filling the pages with all that he sees, the Ein Sof will follow the emanations through him. One path traveled on foot, the other in dreams. In the first of Enoch's dreams in the Angelarium, he sees himself beneath the tree, In his dream, the tree is itself a great, empty darkness. It is nothing, yet it still exists. Its branches encompass everything, stretching off further and faster than his mind can follow. He cannot understand what he's seeing, but he knows it by the shape of its shadow as it falls over him. In the darkness, there is one seam of light stretching across the horizon. Within it, the silhouette of a man staring through a doorway into the tree's infinite shadow. This is how the emanation of Keter, the crown, manifests within Enoch's mind. It is the mystery which permeates the universe, filling all things with the presence of the infinite, Ein Sof. It cannot be known. It is consciousness without perception, the hidden light, the air that cannot be grasped, the power which pours forth from the nothingness to animate all things. And now, in the vagaries of dream, he has found it. Much of Enoch's journey will happen in this way, dreaming through emanation after emanation in a gradual descent through the branches of the tree. It's the only way to experience this part of the Angelarium. The angels themselves are another story. Time is not linear in the Angelarium. As we follow the tree down, we know the things that Enoch has experienced, but not when or how he arrived to experience them. The path simply draws him along, and somehow all the gaps are filled, the branches connected. This is the haphazard, fevered way in which the angels reveal themselves to him. The first of these is Raziel, Angel of Mysteries, who appears to him once again, this time inside of a great temple built entirely from stacked pearls. They're balanced together perfectly, one on top of the other, no mortar at all to bind them.
I built this place as a tribute to the secrets people keep from each other,
says the angel from within the polished, empty mask of his face.
It's tempting to pull it apart, no?
As Enoch stares at the million mirrored surfaces of the pearls, the urge is indeed there. One pearl removed would do the job. He realizes that back home, in the world that made sense, he'd built a palace like this within his own heart, stacking away truths in careful order. When, he wonders to himself, was the last time he told his wife that he loved her? He does not pull the temple apart. For Enoch, although he may not have known it at the time, this experience is transitory. Raziel, like all the other angels, describes a path from one emanation to the next, branch to branch. And in having met the angel here, he has, in a strange way, become ready to dream of the next branch of the tree. Unfortunately, I cannot explain the tree to you in its entirety. Not here, not in this one video. For that, I recommend you go get a copy of the Book of Emanations for yourself. Yes, it is a real thing, and yes, it is beautiful. But I myself do have a lot more to say about this whole thing than I can say here and now, so we will be making a follow-up video to this one, exploring all of this in a little more depth. I'll tell you where to find it in a bit. For now, if not all of its many branches, I can at least guide you along the tree's trunk. Beneath Keter the crown, there are the branches Wisdom, called Chokmah, and Knowledge, called Binah. Enoch is awakened to wisdom by Raziel in his Temple of Pearls, and from wisdom to knowledge by Leilil, the Angel of Night, who parades across the dark sky, the cosmos wheeling behind her into the coming day. But for what comes next, there are no angels. Only Enoch, somehow able to find his way there without knowing the path, as we all do. I could be mistaken, but I believe this is the only part of Enoch's journey which neither happens in dream nor in the Angelarium. We look back to a time in Enoch's earth life before he came to this place. He's sitting in a monastery early in the morning before the first congregation has arrived. This place is like no other he has ever seen before. The masonry is ornate and beautiful, polished and well kept, even though the religion the building once belonged to has long since vanished. In its place, all other forms of worship have congregated. It has become the Church of None. The inscription on the entry arch bears but 4 words: Worship wears no mask. In this quiet place, where the veneer of ritual falls away and the many disparate practices of approaching divinity all become one, Enoch exults in the silence. He gives a wordless prayer of thanks for the motes of dust floating in the golden dawnlight, and for the shadows in the alcoves. There, before he ever came to the Angelarium, he found that which stands apart from all else, the emanation which is not an emanation, Da'at, the emptiness. It is the presence of the tree, not a part of it, and yet among the most important of its aspects, because all the emanations are one, and in this unity, they are none. Da'at is their combined radiance shining out together, making them impossible to see. It is the shadow cast by Keter, the shape by which we recognize the divine, and it is the place between where the light and the darkness together become nothing. The next leg of Enoch's journey will not be quite so lonesome, and nor will yours. From Da'at, the emptiness, you descend down the trunk of the tree to its heart. Along the path, you will find the branches Yesod and Gevurah, the twin emanations of empathy and judgment. It is the angel of sky, called Sahakiel, enormous, protective, a giant of tender-hearted compassion, who joins the two, turning Enoch's dreams from empathy toward judgment. And it's the angel of memory, Azrael, the eternally wandering, ever winding and unwinding the threads of thought, who brings Enoch's mind from judgment to that which lies at the heart of the tree. Enoch dreams of a desert. He and his guide have ridden 5 hard days through it to find this precise spot, which he's told is the center of the universe. It's unimpressive at first, an empty patch of sand in the middle of nowhere, but his guide reveals to him that buried within the clearing there is a simple wooden chair, which does little to improve Enoch's mood. They unearth it, and the guide leaves Enoch there, brooding, sitting on the chair, thinking dark thoughts. But soon the thoughts are interrupted by the sound of music, strange instruments, beautiful voices speaking in languages he cannot understand, together so sweet he cannot help but smile. It only lasts for a short time, but it's enough to sweep the darkness from his mind, ease the tension he hadn't realized had filled him up. He allows himself to calm, his breathing to slow, and then prepares for the long trek home. In this moment, Enoch has found the center, Tiferet, emanation of beauty. It is temperance, balance. It allows all the emanations, despite the inherent tension between them, to exist in beautiful harmony. It is a difficult balancing act, but that is the nature of the tree itself. And so Tiferet resides at the heart. Now, after all this time descending along the trunk of the tree, you approach the earth. This near the ground, there are but 2 branches left. Netzah, the emanation of endurance, and Hod, the emanation of submission. For Enoch, the path from beauty to endurance is heralded by Israfel, angel of song, whose lips are pressed silently to the mouthpiece of her trumpet, waiting until the end of days to blow the first and final blast. From endurance to submission, it is the angel of annihilation, Hasmed, the unmaker, boiling from within, the self-consuming void, who points the way. And there is another angel too, and another path. Beneath the final 2 branches lies the bottom of the tree. Standing in the path between submission and the tree's base is Raziel, angel of visions, shepherd of good graces, who assures us that there are greener pastures beyond the next hill, if we will only make the journey. A beacon leading into the future. It is this influence which drives Enoch toward the roots of the tree, nearing the completion of his journey. He dreams of a farming village, stirring to life as night falls over it. All around, the villagers seem to be making preparations for something, placing polished sheets of stone at precise angles in the soil, arranged throughout the entire village. "Have you come to see the moon?" one of the children asks him. "It sings to us tonight." And indeed, as the moon nears, they all converge together on the village center. The children form a circle at the focal point of all the mirrors. As the moon passes overhead, washed in its white light, everything seems to shimmer. The mirrors begin to vibrate with the intensity of the light, building into a breathless, humming choir which fills Enoch's chest and reverberates through his whole body. As the song grows and the light blossoms, the children hold their hands up toward the moon. Finally, when the singing and the light begin to fade, he sees what they were reaching for. As if delivered from the moonlit air itself, a newborn child rests on their outstretched fingertips, taking its first breath. In this, Enoch has found the emanation of the foundation, Yesod. Yesod is the passage from the divine to the worldly, from the abstract to the concrete, from the tree of life to the world itself. As waves need water, the tree of life needs Yesod. This is where the tree ends, where you will depart from the world of emanations and enter into the world that is. But there is one last angel Enoch must meet before the way is clear. One he may even have already met, depending on how he arrived in the Angelarium. He is standing in waist-high water near the shore when a sudden wave pulls him under. No ordinary wave, because instantly he's suspended in the vast darkness of the sea, the water's surface hanging high above. An unseen hand reaches out to save him, but as it pulls him toward the surface pulls further and further away until he slams into the ocean floor and drowns. Or so he thinks. The next moment, he's coughing and sputtering on an alien shore. A dark figure stands nearby, staring stonily from behind its hood. This is Azrael, the angel of death, assistant to man's creation, architect of the human body. And it's left a mark on Enoch's back, etched into the skin where the spine meets the shoulders. Quietly, death cocks its head, inspecting its work. The sign of the seraphim, drawn in flesh. Whether Enoch is dead now is hard to tell. Azrael was the one who brought him to the Angelarium to begin with, but Raziel, the angel of mysteries, told him that he was not dead when he arrived. Now, perhaps, he is. Maybe this whole journey was lived in the moment before his death, and the drowning, the creation of the mark, is the death itself. It's hard to tell, but he is changed by the experience with Raziel, and that change evokes the final emanation within him. He dreams that he is walking in a garden. At its center stands a tree made of light. The way through the garden is not perfect, and Enoch ends up stumbling, spilling his things, needing to gather them back into his satchel. But he says aloud that today he's taken the first steps, and as he basks in that moment, feeling the wind rush about him, making rhythms in the dancing trees and the creaking branches, he hears a distant melody. It's a lonely, keening song. It calls to him from beyond the garden, through a nearby wood. No stumbling now. The forest embraces him, and the passage is easy. He soon comes to a small clearing. Resting at its center, he finds the source of the song. A boulder made of rough metal, a slab of polished stone. It is cracked down the center, and the sundered surfaces within are smooth and reflective. There, he sees himself, now white-haired and ancient. How long has he been in this place, he wonders. He'd felt like a man when he'd first arrived, but now it's hard to imagine anyone who has lived only 26 years to be much more than a child. He regards his own hands as if they belong to a stranger. The scars and furrows upon them tell a tale. They are a record of his time alive. The story of a man he knows well. This dream bears out the presence of the final emanation, Malkuth, the kingdom. It is everything you can touch and everything you cannot. It is your body and the experience you have in it. It is the world, the planets, the stars. It receives all the other emanations and gives them form. In this way, it is opposite to Keter, the crown. They mirror each other, Keter giving substance but no shape, Malkuth giving shape but no inherent meaning. It is through Malkuth, the ground which stretches outward beneath, that the tree takes its form. Through Malkuth, that all emanations are, at last, manifest. And with this, the great book is complete. Within the pages are all of Enoch's dreams and experiences within the Tree of Life, chronicled, kept. This is not the end of his journey, but it is the end of yours. It'll be easy to think that what you have just experienced is entirely beyond you. Dreams and angels and emanations. On some level, you must feel that what you've seen in your travels through the tree is the vastness of the cosmos, and that there is no way to reconcile that with your tiny existence. But let's not forget that the emanations could only be shown through Enoch's dreams. Infinite though the tree may be, it exists within you. You are the mirror of the divine, the way by which the universe knows itself. Whether you look to its boundless skies or into a single grain of sand, you are seeing it completely. There is no word that does not describe it, and no silence that betrays it. It is everything and nothing in one. Do not seek to understand. Simply stand witness, the same way that it witnesses you. And that would be where the video ends, except I have more to say. This book is not like others. It opened my mind to things I've never thought of before, like how we tend to personify and humanize things that are otherwise inert. What divinity even is, our relationship with nothing, and what it means to be a part of it. All super abstract, cerebral, emotional stuff. I wanted to make a video about it here, but making these things is really expensive for the humans behind the show, and YouTube pays peanuts. We can't really get away with uploading entire videos of me going off on a tangent about every little thing I find interesting, unfortunately. Thankfully, there is a place where we can share that stuff, a platform that values the time and energy we put into this show as much as we do. So, we went and made that extra Angelarium video. I cut loose and did it, and you can watch it over on our creator-owned streaming platform, Nebula. YouTube is a weird place for educational channels. It's not exactly made for honesty and accuracy. There's a huge demand just to be clickbaity and eye-catching all the time. Sometimes you just want to make a video you want to make. So, a bunch of us educational creators got together and made our own platform where we don't have to worry about all of that. We upload what we want, how we want. You can find all of our videos there ad-free and a ton of content we couldn't otherwise upload here, including the companion video for this one. And we're not the only ones. The same is true for so many other amazing creators. It's really nice to have a place that truly cares about what we, the creators, want to make. And the best part is that you don't even quite have to pay for Nebula if you don't want to. There's another streaming platform who loves what we've done with Nebula so much, they've actually decided to foot the bill for Nebula for anyone who signs up with them. CuriosityStream is a service I could not live without. It's really hard to find quality documentaries, especially about the topics that actually interest me, but CuriosityStream has everything. It's got thousands of documentaries, including titles about prehistoric aquatic monsters, the cutting edge of modern science, mythology, monsters, conspiracies, everything. But if you really enjoyed this journey through the Tree of Life, the opportunity to stand in the presence of divinity, to witness its many aspects and faces, then there's one documentary series you have to see. It's called Sacred Spaces, and it dives into the deep history and background of the holy places people gather in across the world, how and where people worship the way they do. It covers everything from Asian temples to Christian churches to, very relevantly, Jewish synagogues, and awakens your soul to the beauty of each in the process. Trust me, even if you aren't religious, if you are entirely secular in every way, this series will stir your spirit. Foundry videos are a starting place for your imagination, but watch this documentary and you will have so much more to work with. I promise. Oh, and CuriosityStream has also done their best to make it all accessible, too. Foundry fans who sign up for a year of access now will save 26% on their subscription. That's just $14.79 a year, which is less than $150 per month, for both CuriosityStream and Nebula. It's a ridiculous price for one streaming service, let alone two. Frankly, I'm not quite sure how they can afford to offer this, but I'm definitely not complaining. Click the link in the description or go to curiositystream.com/TaleFoundry and use code TaleFoundry to get access to both streaming services for just $14.79 a year. Again, that's less than $150 per month. And if you do go watch the companion video for this on Nebula, please come back and tell me about it in the comments. It's a doozy. It's definitely different from other videos I've made, and some of the stuff in there is really strange. I really want to know what you guys think about it. And that's it for this video. There's usually a few weeks between uploads, so if you want more Tale Foundry in the meantime, come join our community. We have a Discord server that's basically like a big family of creatives, a lot of love there. We also run writing groups on Twitch every week if you want to get some practice in. You can find links to all of it in the description. Hope to see you there. Until then, thanks for watching, and keep making stuff up. I'll see you next time. Bye!